Hi, and welcome to a Let's For Update video. So today I'd like to talk about why I've been inactive for a little while, and I'd like to talk about the book I'm writing, The Sleeping Melody. The reason I'd like to talk about both is actually just very simple, because the hiatus is because I've been working on this so much. I've got lots of video ideas, many covers coming up, and cool projects coming up soon, but I felt a little there's too many projects happening at once in my life, so I was like, I need to make sure that they become a little bit less. Anyways, I decided to really focus on my book mainly, because I like to see that one finished most. And this part of the video is actually very short, because that's just the whole reason the hiatus was there. But I have a lot of ideas, and they're gonna arrive soon. Might be a while, but I'm planning on releasing my book very soon. Now I'd like to talk about what The Sleeping Melody actually is, my third book in fact. So a long time ago I wrote this book. It's called The Story of Drake Fannings, and as you may notice, it's the same name as my YouTube channel's name. But the thing with that is that this character I wrote in 2013 all the way back is actually been the inspiration to the nickname that I have online, which is Drake. Hence the YouTube channel, which is just basically me uploading anything I like to make. And so that's where the name Drake Fangs comes from. There's also the audiobook on my YouTube channel of this book. I do recommend checking that out if you've got the time, it'd be splendid. So when I wrote this book in 2013 to 2016, it wasn't translated yet, it was in my own language. I really disliked it. So when I was 19, I decided I'm going to actually translate this book into English. And after I did that, I was actually pretty fond of it. It has gone through a few small changes, but ever since then I was pretty content with it. So ever since 2019, this has been available. Since 2021, no, 2020, I believe, the audiobook is available on YouTube. And in the same year that I released this, the English version, I actually decided to... I was working on a different story as well. That one did start in English, so I eventually decided to write Oh Fired, which in the same year I turned into a book. Oh Fired is a story with a word that is basically just an abbreviation, a combination of letters that serve as an abbreviation to 5 different words corresponding to the characters. Now, Oh Fired is a story that I'm currently working on with a lot of people to make an audio play of. Instead of an audiobook, an audio play, which means that every character is voiced. After all, the book is written as a screenplay. So now I would like to reference the Sleeping Melody. So the Sleeping Melody is basically, so we got this one and we got this one, and I currently don't know what the mirroring is going to be in this video and whether it's already flipped or not. Anyways, so basically this is the first, this one follows. The Sleeping Melody is going to be right here. It will be a sequel to this book, and a prequel to this one. While there is only a small reference to the Sleeping Melody in here, and the Sleeping Melody will be a huge continuation of especially this book. It does fit right in between. So the Sleeping Melody is basically stars the daughter of the main character, Drake Fannings. Her name is Melody. So basically we follow Melody throughout her struggle to live through this war that's come to Earth. Of course, she still has the old characters by her side. She's got Drake, she's got Drake's friends, Julia, Haru, Maya. And these 5 characters are actually the ones of whom the perspective is written in the Sleeping Melody. So basically the story is written from the perspective of 5 different characters. This being Drake and his friends, Julia, Maya, Haru, and Drake's daughter, Melody. So the story basically continues after the story of Drake Fannings about 20 years later. It does reference all kinds of certain spots in the past, future even, and you'll find out why and how that is. But the Sleeping Melody will feature a 16 to 18-year-old Melody, or technically 14, technically 1. It's complicated. It features a lot of different time zones and parts in the story. It is a bit complicated to explain. But anyways, the story is about this war coming to Earth and these mysterious characters being behind the cause of this war. And basically, she learns to discover her ability that is related to music, and her name Melody. It's very poetic. And the story really follows all of the old characters from the story of Drake Fennings, but basically mainly Melody, as it's kind of her story. Also, the story features songs or song lyrics from my favorite artist, Sleeping at Last, as this book will kind of be an ode to him. And all that Ryan, Sleeping at Last, has written. So it features many of my favorite songs and many of extra songs from Sleeping at Last that have something to do with the story. For example, a chapter could be called Lullaby, and the chapter is about someone singing a lullaby to their children. That explanation is a bit bland and straightforward and not very creative, but in the story it will all make sense. Every chapter that's named after something, it will all make sense. So it features the song lyrics and really discovers this journey of music, and how it's basically the main thing that keeps Melody going. And as it keeps Melody going, it's also the thing that keeps our protagonists going. I think pro is the good people, but I always forget. It keeps the main thing that keeps the protagonists going. So music really plays a big part. The reason why it's called the Sleeping Melody, you would guess it's because of the character Melody and the artist Sleeping at Last that I reference in the book. But there's actually more to it, which I'll explain sometime, because I think it'd be fun for you to figure those kind of things out. So this story of Melody and father and Drake's friends, I hope to release soon. And I actually have a date in mind, and it might actually be very soon, which could actually be possible, which is something I've said before, because I'm really bad at planning and such, and I usually think I could finish this within a month, and it takes me a year. So that's a bit problematic, but this time I can do it. I know I can. And you'll probably see the story come to light soon. But I've done some thinking, and you know, the story took so much of me. It was kind of exhausting to write, and I didn't really feel like it anymore. I felt like, so I kind of just decided, you know, whatever, just gotta stop writing it, you know, because it's garbage anyway. So yeah, I'm just gonna stop writing, and it seems like a stellar idea, and I'm sure no one will mind. So yeah, the Sleeping Melody is ceasing production. Bye!